All right, I'm doing a unboxing of my Xbox Series S. This is on November 10th. Just got here from FedEx. Had to sweat out the delivery a little. It was in Memphis, Tennessee yesterday. And this evening, or last night, I didn't think it was going to get here on time. But it updated this morning and got here. This is from Microsoft Store. I'm lucky I actually got two Xbox Series X pre-orders. One from Microsoft Store, one from Amazon. The Amazon one is not going to come on time. And they actually emailed me yesterday talking about blah 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 blah. Could come up to December 31st, but it's been delayed, blah blah blah. Or they assume it'll be before December 1st, something like that. So got my trusty Amazon. You can get these knives on Amazon. I mentioned it every time for like $7, and they're fun as crap. They're very sharp. They're spring loaded, and they look really cool. And they're like $7 on Amazon. It's kind of dumb that they say police on them, but whatever. I really enjoyed this knife, and I had to use a cool knife and not like a kitchen knife. Here's the box from FedEx. The one thing I noticed about it, it's pretty small. It's very heavy, and I heard people say that, oh, it's very dense, oh, it's very heavy. But I didn't really believe or register. You know, you can hear people saying something all you want until you experience it yourself. You don't really understand it. Yeah, this sucker is really heavy. For the size of it, it's really heavy. So, cut these. Power your dream. I'm seeing this for the first time at the same moment you are. Let me go ahead and put the phone down for a minute and pull it out. Alright, there we go. Thing is, on these unboxings, I always want to be careful, like not to show any serial numbers or something, because I understand people can mess with you with those somehow. Like I've actually heard that if you show the serial number on your guns online, people can call the police and report those serial numbers stolen, and you can get in trouble. You know, obviously they'll figure it out eventually, but until they do, they can get you in hot water. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. It's just something to keep in mind. There it is. I didn't know these foam pieces work like that. I thought it came out some sort of manual that I better check, make sure this doesn't have any codes or anything. Cool. Man, it really nice packaging. People have mentioned it's like Apple packaging, and it kind of is. Pretty neat. It's not like any Xbox I've ever noticed. Oh, it has a second compartment here with all the cables and stuff in it. I didn't have that either. Very cool. There's that box. And this. I'm sure it has all the cables and stuff. You get this, which has like a quick start guide. And the console itself, man, that sucker's heavy. You don't realize how heavy it is. And I can sit there and tell you it's heavy, but you're not going to understand until you actually get one, if you do. And in the moment of truth, pop it open. Oh, almost dumped. Ooh, almost dropped that sucker on the floor. That would have really been a problem. Let me put the phone down again, please, so that I can pull it off. There it is. Again, I'm trying hard not to show any serial numbers or nothing, even though I'm not sure how big a deal it is. Oh man, look at that. It's cool, man. It's cool. People say it gets a lot of fingerprints. We'll see. It's just a cube. I don't know how else to say it. I've already seen a ton of videos about this. So in here we have controller, 2 cables, probably quick start guide or something like that, doesn't even matter. Understand this cable is like a high dollar HDMI cable, 2.1. You want to use that cable with it from what I've heard, because not all the HDMI cables support HDMI 2.1 now. This one is 100% guaranteed to, so it's funny, HDMI cables were like really expensive when they first came out, and then they got kind of cheap. Even now they're not that cheap, but you can get one for like $7 now at Walmart finally. After years and years and years, when it used to be like $30 or something. I mean, if you didn't order from Monoprice online, and those were crap. I remember when the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3 didn't come with HDMI, and everybody tried to be like, "Oh, you can just buy a HDMI cable at Monoprice for $2. Stop complaining." Yeah, and if you actually did that, those were like garbage. They were like short and flat ribbon cables, and I still have a couple, and I still hate them to this day. And also, they didn't work because one of them, like, I hooked up something with it and it didn't work, and I was like, what could be the problem? What could be the problem? And I eventually narrowed it down to it was the freaking HDMI cable from Monoprice that was the problem and the reason why the thing didn't work. So yeah, NeoGaf, I remember back in the day, always touted these Monoprice HDMI cables. They were utter garbage. Now they're better now that I've noticed, but I still notice the cheap ones are kind of weird. They have kind of like weird knobs and stuff like here instead of being nice cables. But anyways, but yeah, it's funny that so we finally got HDMI cables down to reasonable price. You can go on Walmart and buy them for like $7 now, and now they want us to buy all new HDMI cables. They're probably, I'm guessing, these HDMI 2.1 cables are more expensive. But anyways, here's the controller. And the new D-pad I've been wanting to try out with the weird. Seems very nice. Everything seems very clicky. Not much to say. I can tell that compared to the old Xbox controller, it's got nicely, got some nice texture to it now. A very noticeable difference. But everything else is about the same. I know it's got the new share button or whatever now. A very good controller. Love it. Like I said, the main difference picking it up compared to my Xbox One controller is you feel the texturing. You really feel it, and I'm sure it'll take a little getting used to. The changes are subtle, but I bet you I will like them, because the funny thing is, like when the Xbox 360, when I first got my Xbox One, the controller was also different than the Xbox 360 controller, but it was very subtle, and I was like, I don't really care, like these are the same. But you know what? Like, one thing I remember is that they didn't have the battery compartment bulge. The 360 did, had like a bulge here, and they got rid of that in Xbox One. And I didn't care at the time. But now if I go back to the Xbox 360 controller recently, and I have in the last few weeks, it feels icky, and you hate that bulge, and you know. So these little subtle improvements do add up. I'm sure it includes the batteries if they're not already in there. I guess they're not already. I'm sure it includes batteries because Xboxes always do. Hold on me. There's some more stuff in here somewhere. Wait, are the batteries actually not included? Stay close, man. Sorry for the black screens all the time. Hard to operate this with one hand. Oh, okay. Naturally. Nice. Microsoft always includes some nice Duracell batteries with the controllers, and they have not stopped that tradition. Nice Duracell batteries. By the way, side rant, AA batteries are the way to go for controllers. Forget that rechargeable crap. It's more hassle than it's worth. Yeah, rechargeable makes sense on a lot of things, but on controllers I don't think it does. Because I can buy AA batteries for like a pack of 48 for like $10 or less on sale. And if you have 48 AA batteries, it's 24 battery changes. And I understand the PlayStation controller doesn't last very long on batteries, but this sucker does. I don't know what the rated time is. It's like 40 hours or more or something on a pair of AA's. So that means it'll get you through a lot of play, weeks and weeks probably, unless you're playing 40 hours a week. I don't remember what the actual number was, but it's a lot of hours. And Yeah, you'll never run out, and it's very convenient. Just pop in new A's when you run out, and not have to worry about charging the stupid thing. It's cheap. Like I said, you can buy not Duracell, but you can buy my preferred brands are Lowe's Utility. I don't even think that's a brand anymore, but Insignia at Best Buy are good. Amazon Basics are real good. They've been all those have been tested to be basically like 90% as good as Energizers. Uh, what's another brand? Rayovacs are good, cheap ones. So get any of those and get like a 40 pack, 50 packs, 70 pack for like $10 on sale. $15 not on sale, and you're good for like a year. And you also have plenty of batteries for like flashlights, toys, anything else that takes AAs. But anyway, that's a side tangent. Nothing else much to do now but hook it up, which I will, and I'm sure I'll be bringing you more videos on this bad boy. I'm very excited about it. Like I said, one thing, it's just a monolith. I mean, until you get it in your hands, you can't really understand it. But I'm excited, and I'm going to excited for the faster loading, most powerful console, green cables. No power brick, which is awesome. And there you go. Xbox Series X unboxing. Don't get the Xbox Series S. And now I'm going to go ahead and fire it up, and I'm really excited to try faster load times. I'm really excited to try faster downloads, because that's one thing nobody's really talked about, is that I have a 400 megabit cable connection. And I have the Xbox hardwired into the router, so it's not a case of Wi-Fi slowing it down. And it only gets like typically 200. The most I've ever seen is like 300. It'll spike up to like 300 megabits per second on my downloads. So I'm only getting like half of what my connection can do. It's 400 megs, and I'm only seeing like 200 megs most of the time. So I was always wondering, like, what's the bottleneck there? I just assumed it was the servers. I was assuming, well, Xbox servers are only giving me 200 because my connection is 400. And, if I do a speed test, I can get 400. Well, I was reading that it actually is kind of like the iOS subsystem in the Xbox, the old ones. They actually couldn't, like, because it's a hard drive and all that, it's actually not able to transfer that download fast enough. And just the general IO systems, I guess you could say. So I'm excited to see, long story short, if I will get much better download speeds to max my connection on this guy, because it's faster I/O now. It's writing to SSD and all that stuff. So it'll be really great if I can. I'm hoping to massively speed up. I'm going to test out Destiny. It's probably against my better judgment to download that title again, but I'm going to play some more Jedi Fallen Order. I hope my save is still in the cloud, because I was playing it before, and then I sold my Xbox One X like last week, preparing to get this guy. And I didn't back up any saves or anything. I didn't even think about it. So I just hoped that my Jedi Fallen Order save was like automatically in the cloud for me when I come back to the game. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun testing out all kinds of. I want to test out the hard drive, how it loads from my external hard drive that I'm going to use with it. I think I'm going to go with a 1 terabyte, the one I already own, mechanical, just because I already own it, and I'm not going to spend even more money on this right now. I think it was already $540 after tax. Yeah, so I'm really excited to test out various. I don't really have any new game plans, because I'm not going to get Watch Dogs Legion, and I'm not going to get Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And so I'm waiting basically for Cyberpunk, for something new, quote unquote, to play on it. Gears 5, I guess, is kind of remade a little for it. I'll try that, but I'm sure that I won't really notice that much difference, because, okay, it has nicer textures and whatnot. Okay, game looked great anyways. Now it looks like 2% greater. I don't think I'll even notice, but I'm just really thrilled with this console. It's going to up-res everything. Every game is going to be like the best possible version of it. It's the most powerful console, so every third-party game is going to run the best on it, better than PlayStation 5. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the fast loading. When I was playing Jedi Fallen Order before I got this, I was noticing, like, when I died, it was like a 30, 45 second load when you die. All that should be vastly speeded up now. So yeah, my Xbox Series X.